Well, I mean, you never know when things like that are going to happen. To lose your fullback in pregame warm-up, I mean, it's not something that that you're really prepared for. So, we started thinking about the possibilities that we had, and there's a couple guys that could do it, and the one that we felt the most comfortable with was Robert, and we approached him with it, and he was willing to do it. I mean, and that's really half the battle in that position. Is you really have to have a willingness and you have to have a mindset, because it's such a hard and tough position to play. And he was willing to accept the challenge, and he did a really nice job for really no reps, and just kind of he just kind of knew it on paper, and really actually from the halfback spot as well. So it's a really he's to be commended for the effort that he gave.
Yeah, that's what Pete said, because he's one of those guys that wants to know what everybody's doing, and wasn't like, what do I do on this play?
Yeah, well, just for him to have the knowledge that he did, and to pay attention in the meetings, and kind of open his views to more than just the halfback position, and what's kind of going on around him was something that enabled him to do that.
Doug talked about the offense kind of getting back to the secondary D, finding itself. What did you see in the second half of those touchdown drives?
Well, I mean, I thought the guys did a really nice job of executing. We still didn't get out of our own way. Every one of those long drives still had a penalty on it, but we were able to overcome them. But I think our guys executed better. There's our first drive of this game. We were able to move it all the way down the field, and then kick a field goal. Didn't finish the drive, but we were able to score points. Then we kind of just flopped around for a little bit. We just had some mental mistakes. A couple things happened, but then we were able to catch our rhythm those last three, and our tempo was really good. We were kind of being able to move fast. Obviously, the third drive was more of the hurry up kind of style. We were up on the ball, but the two before, we just got a good rhythm. We were able to kind of move in and out of some personnel groups, and the tempo was kind of moving for us.
Do you feel like you were calling a different game with personnel than this?
No, the game was tough as it was, just because some of the situations with with the injuries that we had, with the fullback, with we're shuffling in big personnel, with the bigger tight ends, and some of the tight end situation that we had as well. So it was a little bit tough game, and you just have to be able to be flexible, and use all the personnel that you had at your disposal. And I thought we were able to finally find that rhythm, kind of get into it. Like I said, we jumped in and out of a lot of personnels there. And, we were able to find our rhythm that way.
How does Marvin suddenly not being here change what you do as a play caller and what you go through?
It doesn't change, really we still have an identity. We still have a core beliefs on things that we want to do. And, the job that I have is always using the personnel that I have the best of my abilities. And we were able to move some guys around and kind of do those things, and just as finding Turbo to be the fullback, and making that adjustment. Those kind of things are things that we have to do in this position, and and then who we have is the guys that we're going to use.
Is it fair to say that if you don't have fly sweeps and bubble screens anymore for him, they're saying that frees up plays for everybody else you have, and that therefore that the offense will change just based on?
Well, I don't think all those things just die. I think we have other guys that have similar capabilities to do that. You saw us throw a couple of bubble screens in that last game as well. So those plays don't just go away. They were still effective, and we have guys that are more than capable of doing it. So we just kind of move personnel around, get the best guys in the best spots, and move on.
You guys have seemed to want to get Paul and Kevin more involved for a while. Haven't been able to get them active. How did you feel they kind of made it through?
Yeah, we were excited to get those guys in the game. They're younger players. I think Paul stepped up and did a really nice job. Really like the way he runs his routes. I think you can feel the speed that he has. He was able to get, I think it was 4 catches, on the day. Still working to get Kevin in there. I don't think he had as many plays as Paul did, but he had a catch as well on one of the one of the bubbles or the screen that we slipped out to him. So it's exciting to see him out there. Those young guys, I think they can bring us some juice. They're phenomenal catchers. And those are things that we look for.
Hey, Darrell, you mentioned tempo a couple times. Can you explain why that's so important for you guys?
Well, you have to be able to get in a rhythm as an offense. Everyone has to be working together as one. I know I've said that before, but when you're going 3 and out, just getting stopped. There's no rhythm. You can't really find yourself. Guys being able to fit the blocks, kind of understanding the tempo the game's being played at. So when you starting to put plays back to back, getting a few more plays, and you start to get in these little bit longer drives. Guys kind of start to feel it, and they start to get in a rhythm, and it helps me at times too as well. I get to see more things, the things that I'm trying to set up. When you're going 3 and out, it's just everything's just truncated all the time, and you don't really get the feel of the game that you need to.
You have a longer history with Percy than anybody else here. Were you surprised the way things worked out, or I guess it didn't work out, but it only lasted as long as it did?
Oh, I was disappointed. I was disappointed. I did have a history with him, and I thought it would be a different outcome. But I guess it's just the way it went. I think we have a phenomenal atmosphere here. I think it's led by Coach Carroll. I think he gives the guys great freedom to be who they want to be, and I think he kind of sets the tone for the whole program. It's an upbeat program. Obviously, we're very positive here, so it's just disappointing.
The one thing he said was he thought he'd beat his feet more and vertically and things like that. Is that something he ever expressed to you while he was here or anything?
No, I had many conversations with him about it. Just about his role and the things that we would ask him to do. And he never articulated that to me. But he caught a deep ball in the Washington game. Unfortunately, he got called back. But the thing was, we wanted to make sure that he was going to be involved in the game and get the touches. We know that you can just double team somebody and take them out of the game, but he never did. But we moved on past that, and it is what it's left in the past.
Was there an essential difficulty in integrating his skill set with what you guys wanted to accomplish?
No.
Last year, the Maine had a big game. In fact, he had the big play and went over Carolina. Did that kind of kick his career into gear? Not that he hadn't played before that.
Tony, I remember that, and I think it just kind of validated him and his confidence. I think it was the thing for him last year, I think it was the first game of the year or whatever, the opener, and for him to be able to come up with a big play like that, I think it just really gave him a confidence boost. We had the conversation before about, when he was first here and he was just kind of feeling like, do I really belong here? And then you could kind of see him start to come along in training camp and starting to grow in confidence. Then he was able to make a play like that. He was, I think it just springboarded him to where he is now.
When you guys first got in, you talked about this kind of speed and ability to stretch the defense. What kind of role do you see him being in? Is that
Well, the best part is having him out there, you know. So he's on the field now. So you know, we'll use him in all facets of the game. And you saw, you know, how we used him in the last game, and we were able to get a couple quick passes, you know, some intermediate passes, and I mean, we'll try to find pick and choose our spots to get him down the field as well. But you know, just because he's fast doesn't mean that's what we want to do. You know, I mean, we're not putting a big light on him saying, here goes the guy going deep, you know, because he's very adept at running routes. He's got phenomenal hands, and, you know, we want to be able to use that.
What is it about Russell when he finally decides to go? What makes him something like that?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. I think number one is his decision making. I think he makes really smart decisions, whether to go to scramble to keep the play alive or go to scramble to run. I think he makes great decisions on his decisions to slide, to get out of bounds, to not take those hits. I think his vision, you know, is phenomenal. He's able to see all the guys down the field, and the guys have been with him long enough to be able to know, you know, how to work with him when he's starting to move around. You know, I think those are some of the things.
With Turbin having to pick up some more of the fullback role, does that make you have to integrate Kristen more in as the rotational running back, since they're both going to be playing more to give a little bit of spell to those guys?
Yeah. I mean, if Turbo ends up being, you know, more of the fullback role, then, you know, that will definitely open up things for Kristen Michael a little bit. You know, we want to start to get Kristen in there as well. You know, we've been willing to use him. You know, it's been hard with some of the issues on the roster, obviously, to get him active. But, you know, when the guys are up and they're active, you know, we're excited and ready to use them.
You talked about overcoming penalties and all those drives. You've been able to put your finger on why penalties have sort of been more of an issue the last couple of weeks than it have been earlier?
Yeah, well, the holds, I mean, those are things that happen. I mean, you can debate whether, you know, some of them were legit, but the other ones are the ones that we really got to cut out. You know, we had a false start, we had a delayed game, and then we had 12 men on the field. You know, those are ones that cannot happen. You know, we called the personnel group, and if there was confusion who was coming in, who was coming out. You know, then the delay of game down there in the red zone could be a huge turning point in the game. It's 1st and 7 on the 7, and now you're 1st and 12 on the 12. You know, that's a big hit that you take. So we got to manage it better, and those pre-snap ones are really the ones that you're working to cut out.
The delay, was that just getting the play in time after that?
You know, I think, you know, Russell ran on the play before. You know, so he's on the far sideline. We got the personnel in there. We were trying to keep one guy in, making sure he stayed in, so he's kind of running in and out. And then I think at the end, then we just kind of lost track of where the clock was. You know, and you know, we had the ability on the sideline to take a timeout. We had the ability to make it correct as well, but you know, we didn't get it done.
Is there a silver line? How much of a silver lining might there be in a fullback situation if you got two tailbacks back there, you put them split backs and kind of
I don't know about silver lining, but you know, I mean, we're excited with who we have. We'll use what we have, you know, and if it's just Turbo as our fullback, then probably just a little bit different things that you would do than, you know, just run him in there, you know, against a brick wall. I mean, he's not 30 pounds. You know, so you know, you'd have to pick and choose the spots that you want to use them. Obviously, we're trying some other people out as well. So, you know, we'll just continue to see how that goes.
Good. Thanks,
All right. Thanks, Joe. Thank you.